This is Hardy Brew with another run of Noobs Are Coming. Last time we finally figured out what a mount meant. We played the turret boss, Castle Cap, and tried to see how many we could get, but we unlocked Bullocks. He's more likely to get potions, the potions heal more, and they give you a buff. We also unlocked the High Roller for rolling 20 times in the first round. He's 100% more lucky, but you can no longer lock items, everything is rolled each time. He would be a really interesting character to play. But today I think I'm going to be playing the Adept boss. He creates a ritual circle, which is affected by size, and it gives him lots of cooldown, 50%, gives him dodge, and gives him lifesteal. So we can choose between the bow, which does dex damage, the Oblivion Splitter, which also does dex, the wand, which is arcane, or the water can, which is elemental. Let's go with arcane. I haven't done anything with arcane yet. Let's do difficulty 2. And let's see how it goes. So this is our last difficulty 2 until we get to unlock difficulty 3. And cooldown should affect the attack speed. But the spawn rate is pretty bad on the first level. So we didn't really need to even use the circle. We got more HP, that's perfect. And I'd like to get more cooldown, more arcane damage. But more HP is also good. We have some built-in lifesteal already. So we found a second wand and a spell blaster. But its main damage is dex. It does have arcane chain though, that's like our lightning chain. Currently we're trying to go into wizard and ranged. Wizard heals us more, gives us a little bit of damage, and a little bit of XP, so it's kind of a little bit of everything. So let's roll and fill up our shop. Found a lightning gun. It's not really useful. Found the vampire wand, which is just as good as the regular wand, but it has an extra vampire trait, and all of its stats are exactly the same. It's kind of crazy. So let's lock down the arcane damage, the XP, and get the sale price, I guess. And I could keep rolling, but I think I'm just going to keep my souls. So hopefully we can buy both those weapons next time. You can definitely notice the difference when standing in the ring. You get 50% cooldown, and you start to fire pretty fast. The main drawback is that you don't get any knockback, but I don't really see that as being a problem if everything dies. And because we're stuck in one spot, we may want a few more things. Like range would really help. Also this soul attractor would be very nice. So let's buy the wand and the attractor. And so we have a 20% chance to instantly attract the soul when it drops. So we can afford one more reroll. And these aren't that great. The vampire trait gives you 10% lifesteal when you have 3. So the vampire wand is just an all-around better wand. But at least we have 2 weapons now. They both attack at the same speed and they both do 5 damage. But hopefully we can get around 50 souls. So we can get the arcane damage and get the third wand. But our wave clear is pretty good when we're on the circle. And we can only attack so far. So we only have to walk so far to get these souls. But we do have to physically go get them at some point. And the gold coin pushed us over 50. More max health, less cooldown. We kind of need all the cooldown we can get, so we have a crazy attack speed at some point. The size helps the size of the circle, but I don't know if that really matters. I'd rather have the regen. So now we have lifesteal, and we have regen. We got cheaper prices. Might as well, it's a limited item, you can only get 4 of those. Buy the wand, and we're just shy of the arcane damage. More max HP. I would rather have more weapons and other stuff at this point. But none of these really, we're not going to really be walking around blocking the spawn points. More pickup doesn't really help either, so let's just move on. Because our radius of pickup is just whatever our attack range is. But we're doing 7s now. So that third wand must have given us the range trait, which is 15% increased range damage. And so far all the wands we've found have been ranged. And so we have 2 wands, and 1 vampire wand. I would definitely prefer to have at least 3 vampire wands, because then we can get that trait and get the 10% free lifesteal. So we got 80 souls, some knockback, and crit. I guess the crit helps. A more elemental, a little more damage, but less cooldown. I don't want the cooldown to be hurt. And let's get the XP. I think it's early enough that that could help. The fetus is a minion and link. Does arcane damage. Let's buy the actual arcane damage. Got another soul attractor. So we got 2 of 3 of those. We found the laser eye. It's a skill wizard. Will give us 4 wizard for the XP. Its damage is pretty low at only 4. But its cooldown is also really low. It'd be interesting to see what that weapon looks like. So we're out of cash. So the skill trait, which you need 3 of, increases the damage of skill attacks. And so that only buffs itself. I like that it's a laser. And when we stand on the circle, it's just a constant, never-ending laser. But it's definitely in a fixed position the entire time. But as long as we can walk around the perimeter of our circle, it's all good, I suppose. Seems to do a lot of damage too. It says 4, but anything the laser touches seems to just disappear. We also went from 7 to 8 damage. And we got about 140 souls. More armor, less speed, that's actually really good. We're not going to be going anywhere. Get some regen, get some more arcane damage. We could get crit, but I don't really care about crit. I found the 3rd attractor. So now we have a 60% chance to attract. More max health, more enemies. Those are both okay. Can still get 2 more weapons, which we should prioritize. Let's get the regen though. Get the cooldown. I really want just a bunch of cooldown. Okay, another laser eye. Awesome. And we could buy the armor, but I don't really want to pay for that. I'll take it when it's free though. The Frost Axe and the Necromancer Wand. It's a blue item. Every 15 kills you gain +1 max health, but it only goes to a max of 4. Its damage is also less, the scaling, because our white wands scale at 100% arcane. So let's roll. Found a Beholder's Wand. Can sheepify things. It also goes into cute, but I think I'll come back to that. I really want to prioritize the lasers because they look awesome. Get 3 vampire wands. And see what else we can get in the wizards. Because so far we have 4 or 5 options we can go, with the basic wizard wand being the worst. Because it doesn't do anything that the other ones don't already do. And what are the chances that both the lasers would point almost the exact same way? Would be nice if they just slowly rotated around us. Get the lasers and clear them. But our wave clear and soul gathering is pretty good. I got about 160 souls that time. All these are pretty bad. 15 luck is pretty good. Well, let's buy the Necro Wand, start scaling health. And Necromancer gives you more pickup range and more soul portals. Does that mean more enemy spawns? And buy the cookie. And none of these. Ore of souls every 15 seconds. Not quite sure what that means. It's probably just a currency drop. So we found some more range. I found a second vampire wand. The damage I think is double. I think its base stat is 5. And the scaling goes up to 120% from 100. And these lasers are in a really good position. Now anything that comes over here, I can just do a little circle and they can all die. Ooh, we took a big hit. But we also healed just as fast. Got a lot of lifesteal. And health regen just randomly helping us too. There is an unlockable for getting hit, I think 50 times in one round. So if we get even more lifesteal, more health, I might try to do that later. We gain +2 max health from our Necro Wand. He had really high base damage, so he's been getting the kills. Got a couple of chests, up to 18 max health, and the final chest. More dex, more range, less health, no. Let's just get all the souls we can get. Get an extra soul occasionally, that's okay. +3 arcane damage, yes please. 16 range, that's really good. Buy the 10 range. Combine the laser eyes. It does 8 damage currently, and now it does 9. Everything else stayed the same. Let's buy the vampire wand. I noticed the laser eyes you can also do with the mount. So if you get 4 a mount, we'll have 2 lasers. The shaman wand, that sounds really cool. It ricochets to enemies. Once again, its stats are exactly the same as the wand, but it's better because it has an ability. And the extra shaman trait. +2 max HP, and 1 ricochet if we get 4 of them. None of these. We get the laser eye again. So now our laser eye is blue. From 9 damage to 10 damage, whoa. We're on fire, boys. We also get a blue vampire wand. So we can sell our white one that did 13 damage and get the blue one that does 27 damage. So we've got one of each type of wand, besides the sheep wand. And if we replace our regular wand with the vampire wand, we can get the vampire trait going too. But I make fun of the laser for getting 1 damage per upgrade, but anything that touches the laser just ends up dying. So 1 damage is probably quite a bit, because its damage over time is very fast. It takes 3, 4, 5 10s really fast. But our damage has gone up a lot this round. A lot of blue weapons, a lot of green weapons. And we've maxed out on our weapons so far, unless we get the uniques and legendaries for them. We're stuck at 6, sadly. And got almost 145 souls. Damage with links is increased, duration is increased, that doesn't help us. Let's just get the increased arcane damage. I'm tempted by the amount, but not for a cooldown. More laser eyes and another necro wand. I am tempted by the laser eyes. Can just sell our generic wand. We were going to replace it with something better anyways, and what's better than laser eyes? Let's get the XP. A lot of the level ups are really good stat points. Let's get the max HP, so we can avoid being one-shot. And I'm sure we're going to find more vampire wands down the road. Kind of addicted to the lasers, not gonna lie. They look pretty cool when they just spasm out like that. If we were lucky to get 6 lasers, I'd probably abandon everything for that. But we still have a very quick barrage of bullets. So we're just gathering the souls, waiting to collect them. I also feel like we're more of a novice wizard, because we're skilled in many different wands, but we're not really focused on any single one. With arcane damage, there is a wide pool of weapons. When I tried to go in elemental focus, there was only a handful of weapons that I could find. So arcane is much more fleshed out. We got already 350 souls. When you dodge, you do damage. It's a unique item, so I guess I'll take this. +2 amount for some armor loss. If we somehow get 4 amount though, that does help our lasers. 16 range. We're now up to 49 range. So let's just roll. Might as well get the HP. And the luck. And more blues and purples. None of these. More lightning. And a blue spell blaster. I like the idea of that weapon, but I feel like it steals too much from the lightning. One more attack slot. Perfect. And a purple weapon to throw inside there. That will also give us Vampire 3 for the lifesteal. Let's get the extra souls at the cost of making enemies 10% more healthy. But our damage is pretty good right now, especially when we stand at our little circle of death. Our lasers are in a terrible position. But if they spawn in this corner, they're definitely dead. And the frog started to spawn. My favorite enemy. I think they did 28 damage to me once. Or close to 25. So they could one-shot me. Got a lot of souls over here. You can actually see our souls going up from the 60% chance to auto-collect. That is really nice. Because there's a ton of souls already on the ground in front of us. For this character in particular, those are probably the best items we could have got. Because we just don't move most of the time. But I'm starting to think auto-collect is just good in general. When you drink a potion, you get a buff. Sure. Plus amount, plus damage. Let's get the damage. Let's get the arcane too. Well, I kind of want the XP. Let's get the purple wand. And let's see what we can roll. We have a ton of souls. I found another blue, so now we have 2 purples. 36 damage and 160% scaling. Let's keep rolling. More duration, more cooldown. So now we're up to 8% cooldown. Don't want to nerf our cooldown for HP, but I will nerf our speed. We're not going anywhere. Green Necromancer Wand? Probably not. I think we have enough luck that we should only really focus on blues and purples. Basic laser eyes. More chest, that's really good. I think the 20% is a big difference. More damage. Let's just lock that and keep going. Our laser's in a pretty good position this time. It's our circle that's in a bad position. And they're also almost constant with that little bit more cooldown we got. Especially when they hit the walls like this. It looks like they're going almost all the time. But there's a small little window. So now they're spawning archers, which I think eat up the spawn. Because they don't really try to come and kill you, they just kind of walk around and shoot arrows. But I'm not going to leave our circle of death to go find them. It also seems like cooldown doesn't stack and overlay. I could be wrong, but it seems like the laser just gets recast. It doesn't keep the previous laser. Otherwise it would always be long. And to the end, less enemies, I suppose. Your attacks trail behind you. Sure. Those are both unique, so I'm glad we got rid of them. Let's get the more luck, because I really want to see what kind of purple and red items I can find. Because I think I've only found 1 or 2 red items the entire time I've played this game. Increased damage, a little bit less health. I found a blue vamp wand. Let's sell the green, buy the blue. Item prices again. I think that's our 3rd one. None of these. Found a blue sheep wand finally. I would like to get it just so we can see what cute is and what the sheep does. And so let's sell the shaman wand. And apparently I forgot to count our souls, but we can get that next time. So we're at wave 12 of 20. And now we have a little snake behind us. It seems like the weapons get the buff even when they're not in the circle. So this just extends our range a bit. This was a really good unique for us. I was concerned when I saw it that they wouldn't get the buff. But they're tied to us, so it really just depends on where we're standing. And that's how it should be. This also looks pretty wild though. The lasers still come directly from us, but in this case it would actually be better if they came from the laser eye snake. Because every time it weaves around, the lasers would actually rotate for us. So I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Because imagine if we had an entire tail full of lasers, and as we go around in a circle, they're just shooting the lasers wildly around. That would be amazing. More amount, less cooldown. I don't want to hurt our cooldown. We don't use bows. 13 range. We're now at 62 range. And we got the sheep wand. The cute on the wand gives +2 max HP and enemy count at 2 and 3. Let's upgrade our laser eye. Only got blues and purples now. Another blue vamp wand. So now we have 3 purple vamps. And we're guaranteed to keep the vamp trait. It bounces on walls. That really depends on where our circle is, so that's not very helpful. But yeah, our tail shoots a lot slower when we're not in the circle. But the entire tail gets the buff when we're in the circle. And more archers. I really don't like the archers. We just took 6 damage and look how fast we heal. A lifesteal might be insane. Because with health regen, it's consistent, it's good, but it's not that fast. So another low density wave. But it's a good mix between. You can't always make 400 souls of waves, I guess. We did get about 250 though. Bigger room, more speed, that's really bad for us. Chance to find soul flask, I suppose. Cooldown. So now we got 12% cooldown. Even more cooldown, 16%. We've got 7 HP regen and 10 lifesteal. So we heal very quickly, but our health pool is still pretty small, 26. We can go up to 29 if we get the coffin. Get even more luck. We'll break past 50. And we got an unlock for it. More arcane damage. 1% dodge. I don't think that's going to help at all. But the 1 damage is nice though. You can start hearing and seeing the sheep. What if that lasts the entire round? It's only a 12% chance, I believe. But sometimes it makes them take increased damage, or lowers their health, or things like that. I kind of imagine it just makes it so they won't attack you. But that would be the most common effect for sheep. So we're on wave 14 of 20. Next round we should be fighting a boss. And then there's a second boss at wave 20. And we got about 230, 240 souls. And more armor is good. More kickable damage. We don't have kickables. Green wand. We're kind of past greens. We're pretty much into the blues and purples now. A lot of HP for me and the enemies. That sounds good. The astral ring. More size and +2 arcane. That's one of the best things we can get. It's also not unique. So now our ring is going to be just a little bit bigger. We fought the stack noobs before, but we didn't do enough damage to kill them. That does not seem to be the case here. We have just a little bit of knockback, and because we fire so fast, he can't even get close. Yeah, he got obliterated. That was not even fair. He jumped at us twice. Now I realize why they want to nerf the knockback when you're in the ring. Because when you fire this fast, nothing can get close. But our damage is probably the best we've had so far. It is contained to this little circle, but the enemy has come towards us anyways. And we have 39 health, so I feel pretty safe now. Got about 350 souls. Chance to find more souls? Sure. 1% speed for every size, that doesn't help. A little bit of range, less health, that does a little bit of nothing. Knockback, sure. We saw how good knockback is already. Some more cooldown. Crit is okay, but I'd rather roll. Arcane or cooldown? Let's just get the arcane. The damage is always good. Plus HP for each weapon we have. That was another plus 4 HP. Another 10 here. So we broke past 50 and got another unlock. And 3 more HP. An explosive decoy. Created a decoy behind you that would explode and lures enemies. It also did 80 damage. That's a completely different build though. Because most of the time we'd just be standing here. And it's not really going to lure the enemies in. Because they're going to die before they get to it. 80 damage is quite a bit though. Although right now we're doing 45s. And it would be firing a lot faster than that decoy bomb. But it seems like there's a lot of different weapon types to still explore. You can see our souls are slowly getting up. Just from the attraction. In the 20% chest, we already got 3 of them. I'm not sure what the base chest drop chance is. But you notice a big shift just with the first 20% upgrade. Got about 300 that time. Your minions collect souls. I don't have minions. I don't do elemental damage. And when you take damage, get a 2-second buff. And more luck, more range. Let's get the range. And now we're up to 75 range. Cheaper items based on size. I mean, we were trying to go size, we just don't have a lot of size. +1 piercing, that's pretty good. We do have a lot of projectiles. So our damage went up a lot just from the piercing. And there was no downside to it. But look how far our bullets fire now. We have almost double range. Because a lot of weapons start with a 100 range. And the melee ones start with 60, 80. They start with less. The range doesn't help our lasers at all. Same thing with the mount, only helping the lasers. So you really gotta kind of pick or choose. I think another benefit of the Circle of Death would be a really long cooldown weapon, making it attack twice as fast, and actually making it usable. Because I wanted to get a ton of cooldown, get as close to 0.01 as possible, but there's not a lot of cooldown in the game that I've found so far. We can get more knockback. It looks like these are all purple. I would like to get range, so I never have to leave the circle. Size, XP, HP, we have plenty of HP. For arcane damage, that's pretty good. I still want range though. And we burned all of our cash, but we still got the 4 arcane. So let's move on. We currently have 75 range, and we haven't gotten an unlock for it. So I imagine if there is one, it's probably close to 100. Well, that probably was our one chance right there to get 100. Or really close to it. So sadly that dream might be gone. And sometimes the unlocks are just items you can buy in the shop. They're new weapons. And sometimes they're new characters. In my test run, re-rolling 20 times on the very first level, I actually unlocked the high roller that I showed off at the start. So you never really know what you're going to get. But that's what makes it fun. $350 souls. Quite a few chests. We're actually going to break 400. More HP, less cooldown, no. Those don't help us at all. Less enemy health and less armor for us. That sounds pretty good. Less damage, more health, no. I like where our damage is right now. So let's get even more cooldown, 24. A green laser eye. I mean, might as well. We can get the purple. 21.2. The damage is all from arcane. Because space damage is 3, 4, 2. Space damage is really bad. Yeah, but we have 16 arcane. We can fix our armor, now it's back in the positives. Out of money, out of rerolls, so let's move on. Wave 19, and then we're fighting the boss again. But a different one from last time. And we have 74% cooldown, I believe? It's 24 plus the 50. And at a 100% cooldown, it probably just treats it as half cooldown. You probably don't start firing infinitely. Although I might prefer that. Because it's pretty hard to reach even 50% cooldown. We've gotten cooldown 5 or 6 times and we're only at 24. But we didn't focus our level ups either. We got an unlock for 666 souls. And +1 bounce, I mean might as well. A +1 reroll, that's a bit late. More explosions, we don't explode, but more cooldown. We're up to 28% cooldown. Let's just grab the luck. We got 700 souls to roll through. A bit more armor, I mean, I suppose. We're still finding whites even with 70 luck. A normal wand, the normal wand just blows. 2 HP. And so many just basic ones. Don't want to lose cooldown. Could get the amount for the lasers, but I'd rather just roll again. For a bunch of whites. Perfect. So we're fighting the Z team. I wonder if Goku's gonna show up. He's the only real threat. Oh, so we're doing a ton of damage. But fighting 3 bosses? Are we gonna get 3 chests? Ooh, I think we are. If only we could open them. So I'm actually trying to get a hit here. I'm trying to get the achievement. Especially with these flowing bullets. It's easy to run right into them. And hopefully we can see a pop-up that says, just like that. 20 hits in a single round. That was level 1. Sometimes they have level 2, level 3 achievements. And I do believe one of them said 50 hits. But there's no way we're going to reach that one. But we got a lot of unlocks this time. Got 600 souls still. Our wands do 53 damage, 0.27 cooldown from 0.4, and 21.2 damage on our laser eyes. Plus 10 luck, take away 25% reroll, that's really good, it's unique. Plus 50% sell value of your attacks, 10% more soul portals. Unlock the cat, which gets 1% crit per 1% dodge. Luck is increased by 50%, and you have only 9 HP, but you take 1 damage per hit, and you cannot heal. We also unlock the Grimorous boss, plus 5 arcane, more XP, 1% speed on level up, and take away 10% armor. Sorta interesting. We also unlocked difficulty 3. So does that mean 5 more waves? Is the game going to be 25% longer? I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more, let me know. And I'll see you later.